Hi, I'm a film major who never watches any film, so I'm watching a new film every single day. And the film I watched today is called When Marnie Was There. I believe this is another Studio Ghibli film, but I had never seen this one, and it's one of the more recent ones, and I don't think Miyazaki was the director or the writer for this one, if I remember correctly, so that kind of makes sense why, the normal Ghibli themes of like nature and stuff aren't there. Of course, there are like some Ghibli motifs, I guess, but it's not like what you would typically think of a normal Ghibli film, I guess. So this film is all about this young girl. She's like 12 or 13, of course, in Ghibli fashion. She moves out from the city to the countryside because she has some intense asthma and's been having asthma attacks, so she's living in the country just to kind of get more fresh air and have a more, a simpler lifestyle, simpler life. That way there's not as much stress on her mind and her body, and not as much pollution going into her lungs. And so she's living with her aunt and her uncle, and it's just kind of pretty mundane for the most part. She's very shy and antisocial. She doesn't like talking with people. The only friend that she really makes is this old man who goes on a rowboat, and nobody, he doesn't talk to anybody. Everybody calls him a mute. They kind of make fun of him for it, and she just sits along with him and draws as he fishes. And but the main story is that down at this lake there is a mansion by the side of the lake, and Marnie I'm sorry, not Marnie, but the main character, Anna, I don't remember. She is pretty infatuated with this mansion. She draws it all the time. She loves walking over and looking around through the empty house as it's abandoned, but she keeps having these kind of weird, hazy dream kind of sequences where she's interacting with this girl called Marnie, and they become like fast best friends. She goes to parties at the mansion and stuff. And it's kind of weird because as you're watching the film, you can tell that something is wrong, something's not quite lining up. And it does eventually get explained, like, what is happening, what is going on, why Anne, the main girl, why she keeps, like, blacking out and, appearing on the side of the road, passed out and stuff. And Marnie is nowhere to be seen. But it's not a very satisfying story. It kind of sets it up to be kind of like maybe best friends, maybe sort of like lesbian awakening kind of thing, and it just doesn't go that route very much. It takes a more different approach, kind of, and I don't want to spoil it too much, but it just was pretty unsatisfying to me. It's very heartfelt. It's very cute, simple story about two young girl best friends kind of hanging out, and how they both kind of hate their lives that they are living in, and how they wish they could switch places with each other and kind of be together, but they are unable to do that for different reasons. And as they are able to kind of work through their issues together, they kind of learn to love and accept not only each other but themselves, and kind of learn to live life in a new way. So it's a cute little story. It just didn't really go the direction that it went the direction I was thinking it was going, and I was just hoping it wouldn't, because the way they took the story just felt very unsatisfying to me, and I wish they would have done it more. I feel like there was a lot of different explanations they could have given, especially maybe making Anne more sick in different ways rather than just like asthma or something. But yeah, this is a hard one for me to rate, I think, because I just wanted something different from the movie, and maybe that's on me for not going at it with such an open mind. During the midway point, I was like trying to think of like how, I was trying to think of like the ending, and I kind of like set on one or a couple that I thought would be really good, and they didn't go that way. And so maybe I'm just knocking it off because of my own kind of wishful outcomes of the film, and it didn't end how I wanted it to. But it's a cute enough movie. I'll probably give it a 6. It might be a 7, but I think I'm giving it a 6 just because it didn't end how I wanted to. But if you want a more like discreet, like actual rating, is probably a 7 out of 10, but for me it's a 6 out of 10. Yeah, so that's it. If you've seen this, let me know what you think about it. Of course, give me any movie recommendations, and I'll be back tomorrow. See you.